Let me tell you the truth. If you haven't played some of the games on this list yet, you need to do it soon, before time runs out, or something spoils your experience. These games are worth your time and every penny you spend on them. That's why I carefully picked 18 games that might just be some of the greatest of all time. The kind that make you think, this is why I love video games. Now, let's get straight to the list.
This is out of control.
Number 1, Resident Evil 2 Remake. Man, this one, for me, is the best remake ever made. Resident Evil 2 Remake isn't just a tribute, it's a masterclass in how to bring a classic back to life without losing its essence. The atmosphere is so dense, you can almost smell the damp air in the Raccoon City Police Department halls. Every step feels like danger is waiting just around the corner. I'll be honest, I grew up terrified of the original, spent hours of my life playing those classics. Playing this remake as an adult with those insane graphics and flawless sound design feels like facing your childhood fears all over again. The way Capcom rebuilt this game, it's respectful, brutal, and ridiculously satisfying. The zombies aren't just targets to unload ammo on. Every bullet you fire feels like a decision. And that tension? Unreal. It's one of the few games that made me pause just to appreciate how perfectly they nailed this remake. Leon and Claire's story is still excellent, and the way the game blends nostalgia with modern gameplay, perfection. If for some reason you still haven't played this, man, you're missing one of the best horror experiences gaming has ever offered.
Number 2, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I know, everyone's talked about Breath of the Wild to death, and yeah, it's a Nintendo exclusive, but trust me, it's worth it. There's a reason it's on this list. This game completely changed the way we look at open world design. It's not just about exploration, it's about curiosity. You see a mountain and want to climb it. You see lightning in the distance and want to check it out. It's that simple, that pure. The first time I stepped out of the Shrine of Resurrection and saw the horizon, I just stopped, didn't even move. I thought, okay, this is real gaming magic. There's no fixed path. It's just you, the wild, and a sense of freedom that no other game has ever captured this well. I love how quiet this world can be. Sometimes it's peaceful, sometimes it's deadly. You never feel rushed. And when you finally defeat Ganon, it's not just a victory. It's this emotional wave that hits you because you truly lived in that world. Breath of the Wild isn't just a game. It's a place I go back to when I want to remember why I fell in love with video games.
3. Just Cause 3. Okay, this one has to be on your must playlist. Just Cause 3 is the kind of game where logic just flies out the window, and that's exactly what makes it amazing. You've got Rico Rodriguez, your grappling hook, and an entire world practically begging to be blown up. There's something insanely satisfying about attaching a helicopter to a fuel tank, launching it into a watchtower, and then wingsuiting away while everything explodes behind you. No other game captures that action movie sandbox energy quite like Just Cause does. And yeah, it's not the most polished game out there. It doesn't have the emotional storytelling some of the others on this list do. But man, it's fun. Like, genuinely fun. Sometimes you just need to stop thinking and start blowing stuff up. The freedom, the destruction, the ridiculous stunts. It's like the developers said, let's make players feel like gods of chaos. And honestly, they nailed it.
Number 4, Super Mario Odyssey. Now this is pure nostalgia mixed with modern magic. Super Mario Odyssey is one of those games that just makes you smile. No matter what kind of gamer you are, it's impossible not to fall in love with it. It's like Nintendo bottled up happiness and turned it into a game. You simply can't dislike this franchise. It brings that deep sense of nostalgia. Because let's be honest, for many of us, our very first contact with video games was through Mario. The creativity here is insane. Every world has its own unique personality, that wow moment that keeps you curious all the time. New Donk City still gives me chills, especially that musical finale. I swear, that part made me smile like a kid again. What I love most about Odyssey is how it reminds you that games don't always have to be serious, dark, or cinematic. Sometimes it's just about jumping, exploring, and having fun. The movement feels perfect, the controls are super smooth, and every power moon you collect feels genuinely rewarding. It's simple, it's pure, and it's timeless. Mario Odyssey is the definition of a 10 out of 10 game, not because it's massive or complex, but because it delivers joy from start to finish. It's gaming in its purest form.
5. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Man, Black Flag is still one of my all-time favorite games in the entire franchise. You know those games that make you want to actually live in their world? This is one of them. Sailing through the Caribbean with the waves crashing and the wind filling your sails, it's unbelievable how good it still feels even today. Here, you're not just an assassin, you're a pirate, and that's what makes it so special. You've got your ship, your crew, and an entire ocean to explore. The first time I heard my crew start singing those sea shanties while I was steering through a storm, honestly, I got chills. It's so immersive, it feels real. Edward Kenway might be one of the best protagonists Ubisoft has ever created. He's not a noble hero, he's flawed, selfish, and you can clearly see his growth throughout the story. And honestly, the naval combat here is still unmatched. Even modern games haven't been able to capture that same sense of adventure and danger. Every time I replay Black Flag, I'm reminded of why I fell in love with open-world games in the first place. Freedom, exploration, and that pirate fantasy done absolutely right.
6. God of War Ragnarok. It might sound cliche to talk about this game, every list has it, right? But there's a reason for that. God of War Ragnarok isn't just a sequel, it's an experience. It's the kind of game that makes you put the controller down when it ends and just applaud. The story of Kratos and Atreus is everything. It's powerful, emotional, and it hits you in ways you don't expect. Kratos isn't just the angry god anymore. He's a father trying to do what's right for his son, trying to break the cycle. And man, as someone who's been gaming for decades, seeing that kind of depth in a character I grew up with, it's incredible. The combat is brutal, yet elegant. Every strike feels heavy, every axe throw satisfying. The world feels alive, filled with beauty and tragedy at the same time. I swear, there were moments in this game that made me feel things I never expected from an action title. God of War Ragnarok isn't just a 10 out of 10 game, it's a masterpiece. It's storytelling, gameplay, and emotion all wrapped up into one perfect package.
7. Far Cry 4. Let's be honest, Far Cry 4 doesn't reinvent the wheel, but man, it absolutely nails what it sets out to do. For me, it even beats Far Cry 3. I know, some of you are going to hate me for that. That mix of chaos, freedom, and beauty just works perfectly. Kyrat, the fictional Himalayan setting, is one of the most stunning open worlds Ubisoft has ever created. You can go from a peaceful mountain view to total explosions in seconds, and it never gets old. Pagan Min, the villain, absolute legend. The guy is charismatic, unpredictable, and every scene with him keeps you hooked. He's that kind of villain you hate but can't stop watching. But what really makes Far Cry 4 special is how you play it. You can tackle missions however you want, stealthy with a bow, guns blazing, or just causing mayhem riding an elephant. Yep, you can literally storm a base on an elephant. It's ridiculous and awesome. It's that perfect balance between freedom and chaos that makes this game unforgettable. It doesn't try to be deep or emotional, it's pure explosive fun, and sometimes that's exactly what gaming needs.
8. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Ah, Skyrim. Where do I even begin? This game isn't just a classic, it's a true rite of passage. Everyone who loves RPGs has at least one story from Skyrim. Maybe you shouted a dragon off a mountain. Maybe you accidentally stole a sweet roll and ended up in jail. Whatever it was, Skyrim gave us stories that stuck. It's an insult to gaming if you haven't played it yet. Haha. Even after all these years, the world of Skyrim still feels alive. Every time you start a new game, it's different. You can spend hundreds of hours exploring and still stumble upon a random cave you've never seen before. It's the kind of freedom that makes time just disappear. The soundtrack alone gives you chills. That main theme still hits as hard as it did on day one. And yeah, the game has bugs, it's a bit clunky at times, but that's part of its charm, right? Skyrim isn't perfect, but it has a soul that most modern games just don't. This game defined a generation. It's not just a 10 out of 10, it's a cultural landmark. And even now, if you install it again, somehow it still feels like home.
Number 9, Mad Max. I'll be honest with you, Mad Max is one of those games that got way less recognition than it deserved. A lot of people just ignored it, and that's a crime. Because honestly, few games capture loneliness, survival, and brutality as perfectly as this one. The world is dead, like really dead, but somehow it feels alive through its silence. Every time I drove through those endless deserts with sandstorms rising all around, it felt like I was in a movie. The atmosphere is absolutely unreal. The combat is brutal and weighty, the car battles are pure adrenaline, and the customization, extremely satisfying. You literally build your death machine piece by piece, and it becomes an extension of who you are in this unforgiving wasteland. But what I love most is how personal the game feels. It's not about flashy storytelling or emotional cutscenes. It's about survival. It's about pushing through, moving forward, and when you finally stand alone in the desert after a tough fight, that feeling is unmatched. This game is criminally underrated, and if you skipped it, you owe it to yourself to give it a shot.
Number 10, Ghost of Tsushima. Now this one, man, Ghost of Tsushima is pure art, emotional and visually breathtaking. From the very first moment you ride through those golden fields with the wind blowing through the grass, you just know you're about to experience something special. Sucker Punch absolutely nailed the samurai fantasy. Every duel feels personal, straight out of a movie. The combat is smooth and precise. Every strike, every parry feels earned. And don't even get me started on the world. It's one of the most beautiful open worlds ever created, no exaggeration. But what truly makes the game powerful is the story. Jin Sakai's inner conflict between honor and necessity is something you genuinely feel. He's torn between the samurai code and doing what it takes to save his people. And that internal struggle gives the narrative incredible depth. Ghost of Tsushima isn't just a game about fighting, it's about sacrifice, legacy, and identity. Every time I finish it, I feel deeply satisfied. If there's one game that deserves the 10 out of 10 for its overall brilliance, it's this one.
How do you do?
11. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game, it's an experience. You don't play it, you live it. Every moment, every detail, every line of dialogue feels crafted with love and care. Rockstar didn't just create a world, they built a time machine. You play as Arthur Morgan, and man, what a character. The writing is so good that by the end, you don't just see Arthur as a protagonist, you see him as a real person. His journey, his redemption, it's powerful in a way that few games can ever achieve. The world feels alive. You ride through the countryside, see the sunlight hitting the trees at dawn, or towns waking up in the morning. It's breathtaking. And the soundtrack? Unreal. Every note carries emotion. Yeah, it's slow-paced. It demands patience. But that's exactly what makes it so human. It's a story about loyalty, loss, and finding peace in a world that's falling apart. If you've never played this one, you're missing one of the most emotional experiences in gaming history. Elden Ring. You know that feeling when a game completely takes over your life? That's Elden Ring. I'm not exaggerating. This game had me staying up until 3 a.m. just exploring.
From Software didn't just make another Souls game, they created an open world that invites you to suffer, learn, and fall in love with discovery. Every corner of this world hides something, a boss, a secret, a piece of lore, and everything is connected in a way that makes you want to keep going. The first time I saw the Erd tree glowing in the distance, I thought, I have to go there. It's challenging, of course, but also incredibly rewarding. Every victory feels deeply satisfying. Every defeat teaches you something. And when you finally take down that boss who destroyed you 20 times before, man, the feeling of accomplishment is simply unmatched. Elden Ring isn't just a hard game, it's a journey through beauty and despair. It's one of those experiences that reminds you why you love video games. Not because they're easy, but because they make you feel alive.
Horizon Forbidden West. Man, Horizon Forbidden West is one of those games that makes you stop mid-mission just to stare at the view. Like, you're supposed to be saving the world, but then the sun hits the water just right and you're like, hold up, I need a screenshot. Guerrilla absolutely outdid themselves with this one. Aloy's journey picks up right where Zero Dawn left off, but everything just feels bigger, deeper, more emotional. The world is packed with detail. Every machine, every ruin, every conversation feels alive. And the design of the machines? Still unmatched. They feel alive, like you're fighting robotic animals with personalities. The combat is addictive, switching between weapons, setting traps, breaking armor. It's pure strategy wrapped in chaos. And the story, it gets surprisingly emotional, especially when you see how much Aloy's grown. It's not just a pretty open world, it's a living one. The kind of game that reminds you how powerful gaming can be when story and exploration come together. Definitely a 10 out of 10 adventure that sticks with you.
Number 14 is Immortals Fenyx Rising. Guys, this one really surprised me. Immortals Fenyx Rising looked like just another Ubisoft game at first, but man, this game was totally underrated. It's fun, colorful, and way more charming than people give it credit for. It takes that open world formula and fills it with Greek mythology, humor, and personality. Fenyx is such a likable character, and the constant banter between Zeus and Prometheus, pure gold. It keeps things light, but never silly. The gameplay feels amazing. Climbing, gliding, solving puzzles, and fighting mythological creatures is super smooth. It's like they mixed Breath of the Wild with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and added a big dose of creativity on top. But what really got me was how genuinely fun it is. Not stressful, not too serious, just pure fun. You explore, experiment, laugh, and get lost in this beautiful, myth-filled world. It's one of those games you play to relax, and before you know it, hours have flown by. It definitely deserves way more recognition. 15. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Okay, The Witcher 3 isn't just a 10 out of 10. It's the definition of what an RPG should be. I honestly don't think any other game has ever made me care so much about side quests. Like, you go out to slay a monster, and suddenly you find yourself in the middle of a heartbreaking story about love, betrayal, or redemption. Geralt of Rivia is one of the best written protagonists of all time. He's grumpy, sarcastic, but there's this depth behind it all that completely draws you in. The way he interacts with everyone, especially Yennefer, Ciri, and Triss, feels so real that you actually feel the weight of his choices. The world is massive, but it's not just big, it's alive. Villages tell stories, forests whisper secrets, and the soundtrack? Absolutely perfect. I swear the Ladies of the Woods quest still haunts me. And the DLCs, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, could easily be full games on their own. This game didn't just set the standard, it is the standard. There's a reason people still talk about it years later, and why it's on practically every greatest games list out there. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. This one's heavy, guys. The The Last of Us Part 2 isn't an easy game to play emotionally. It challenges you, frustrates you, and even breaks you a little. But that's exactly what makes it unforgettable and so different from every other game. From a storytelling perspective, it's on a whole other level above anything you've ever seen. The acting, the direction, the soundtrack, it's pure cinema. You don't just play this game, you feel every second of it. The pain, the anger, the guilt, it's raw and real. Ellie's journey isn't about being a hero, it's about being human, flawed, hurt, and trying to make sense of everything. Playing as Abby was a masterstroke. You just can't stay mad at her once you understand her, and honestly, I even enjoyed playing as her more. And the combat? Brutal, desperate, real. You feel every hit, every breath, every moment of survival. It's not fun in the traditional sense, but it's powerful in a way few games could ever be. Some people love it, others hate it, but no one forgets it. For me, that's what defines a 10 out of 10 game, something that leaves a mark long after you've finished it.
17. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Man, if you've ever wanted a medieval RPG that feels like real history, no magic, no dragons, just grit and survival, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is your game. This isn't your typical chosen one story. You're not some hero born to save the world. You're just a guy trying to survive in a brutal, realistic world. What makes this game incredible is the detail. Everything feels grounded, from the way you swing a sword to how you have to learn to read, literally. It's immersive in a way that no other RPG dares to be. You actually have to earn your progress, and that makes every victory feel earned. The world feels alive, but harsh. People remember what you do. Your reputation matters. And combat? It's not flashy, it's raw, clumsy, real. It's the kind of game that punishes impatience, but rewards dedication. And that's why I love it. It respects your time, your effort, and your curiosity. It's not trying to impress you with fireworks. It wants to pull you in, make you live the life of someone who's just trying to survive the chaos of medieval Europe. It's not just a 10 out of 10 for fun, it's a 10 out of 10 for authenticity.
18. Baldur's Gate 3. If The Witcher 3 is the gold standard for storytelling, Baldur's Gate 3 is the platinum one. This game is insane. Every single choice you make matters, and I'm not just saying that. You can literally break the story in 1,000 different ways, and the game just rolls with it like, yeah, we planned for that. Larian Studios gave us something special here, an RPG that respects players' intelligence and creativity. The writing? Brilliant. The characters? So good it's almost unfair. Astarion, Shadowheart, Karlach, these are characters you miss when you stop playing. The combat's turn-based, but it's never boring. Every fight feels like a puzzle, and the freedom you get to approach situations however you want, it's wild. I spent hours just experimenting, and somehow the game rewarded that chaos. This isn't just one of the best RPGs ever made, it's one of the best games ever made, period. It's proof that player choice, when done right, can make a game truly unforgettable.
Bonus 1, Days Gone. I'll defend this game to the very end. Days Gone deserved way more recognition. Yeah, it had bugs at launch, but man, once you really dive into it, you realize it's one of the most emotional open-world games ever made. Deacon St. John isn't your typical hero. He's broken, stubborn, and tired of the world, and that's exactly what makes him feel real. Riding that bike through the forests of Oregon, hearing the wind, the distant sounds, and those quiet moments of grief, it's powerful. And when those freaker hordes show up, pure adrenaline. This game doesn't try to be flashy or forced. It's honest. A story about loss, loyalty, and finding hope in a world that's completely gone to hell. And when that ending hits, man, it hits hard. It's a shame there's no sequel to a 10 out of 10 game that literally shook the gaming world.
Bonus 2,
Metro Exodus. And finally, Metro Exodus, a game that feels like both a farewell and a new beginning. Another title that was sadly overlooked by many. If you've played the previous Metro games, this one feels like finally stepping into the sunlight after years trapped underground. The atmosphere? Unmatched. You can almost feel the cold in the air, the dust, the tension. It's a slow, quiet game. And then suddenly, chaos. The storytelling is subtle but deeply emotional. You really start to care about Artyom and his crew, especially as they search for a future in a shattered world. The graphics are absolutely stunning for a PS4 game. They pushed the console to its limits and delivered something visually perfect. What makes it a 10 out of 10 for me is the balance. Intense survival mixed with moments of peace and beauty. It's dark, hopeful, and heavy all at once. Few games manage to be so cinematic and so human at the same time. Metro Exodus isn't just about surviving the apocalypse, it's about finding something worth living for. And that's exactly what makes it unforgettable.
And there you go. 18 perfect games you have to experience before you die. If even one of these hit you in the feels, drop a comment and tell me which one. Now go play something amazing and remember why we love games in the first place. See you in the next one.